Hey everybody, James Arnold Taylor here, and it's time for a real quick Ask JAT. Now, normally I do Ask JATs where I have, the other guy comes in and interviews me and stuff, but today I wanted to put a video out. It's Friday, the 26th of August. I wanted to put a video out for you guys today. I didn't have anything, so I'm just gonna do a real quick Ask JAT. I'm gonna read some of the last few emails that came in at jamesarnoldtaylor.com. You can go there, click on the JAT Show button. That will give you a link to send any questions or comments that you have for me, James Arnold Taylor. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at JATActor, and you can ask me questions there. I just did an Ask JAT on Twitter, but I like to do these every once in a while too, so let's get to it. Let's answer a couple of quick questions so it gives you at least something going into the weekend, all right? Here we go. First question is from Amir Canard, and Amir says, big fan, James, you're a gigantic inspiration for me and my career in voice acting and directing. My question is, who's been your favorite comic book character to portray, and which comic book character would you like to portray that you haven't already? Wow, Amir, I have been able to be so many. I'm so blessed to be some of my favorite characters ever. I've been Spider-Man, The Flash, Green Lantern, Iceman, the Human Torch, Magneto, Professor X. Gosh, the list really goes on and on and on. Who would I love to portray? I always loved Nightcrawler from the Uncanny X-Men. That was one of my favorite characters. I thought he was just a great character. Never got to voice him, although I think D. Bradley Baker would probably do a better job because he does an impeccable German accent and even speaks German. And of course, Nightcrawler, for those of you that know, is a German character, but I would love to voice Nightcrawler. Okay, another question real quick. Anna Maria Hurtado asks, hi James, can you voice Bullwinkle, the Tasmanian Devil, Steve Urkel from Family Matters? Okay, that's funny. Bullwinkle, hey Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. Let's see who's the other. Tasmanian Devil, one of my favorites. Yeah, okay. And Steve Urkel from Family Matters. Did I do that? I don't know. There you go, Anna Maria. I hope that answers it for you. Okay, this one is from Gloriana Hunter. Now, Gloriana has been going on Twitter and on YouTube and on my Ask JAT emails here, asking me if I would do a rendition of Moby Dick as Obi-Wan Kenobi, or the Jabberwocky, which is an old, what would it be? It's not necessarily a poem, but I guess it is a poem, isn't it? The Jabberwocky. Now, when I have voiced Johnny Depp's character, the Mad Hatter, for him, when I've doubled him for things in the Alice in Wonderland films, I actually had to read the Jabberwock as his voice as the Mad Hatter. That was a lot of fun. I don't know it by heart, so I can't just do it right here. As far as reading more stories in the Obi-Wan Kenobi voice, of those of you that have seen where I've done Green Eggs and Ham on my website right here on the YouTube channel, that was a lot of fun. I'll do more things in the various voices, and Moby Dick, that would be an interesting one to hear Obi-Wan Kenobi do. So I'll see what I can do for you, Gloriana. Thank you so much for asking, okay? Moving on, we've got Aubrey Van Hoos says, hey James, I'm a big fan of yours and you've inspired me in so many ways. My question is, what changed your outlook on life to be more positive? Did you always have a positive outlook on life, or did you slowly gain a positive outlook on life with time and experience? Well, Aubrey, I want to tell you, I think that positivity is something that is in short commodity right now. I think that we, for trying to be funny wherever we can on Twitter and try to be wry and try to be the best with the best comebacks, we end up being very negative. And that's why, of course, I put out my Facebook at first and then moved to Twitter. You can certainly reach me more on Twitter. I try to put positive things out. Why? Because there is so much negativity these days. And I think a lot of it, again, is trying desperately to be funny. But if you look back on the old Bugs Bunny stuff, or the, just things that really made me laugh. Now, some of it, people would say, is very politically incorrect nowadays, and perhaps it is. But I feel like all of it that we're trying for now is just so negative that positivity rarely comes in. And if you are positive, people pretty much kind of bash you and make fun of you. I think that's too bad. So I think it is important to laugh at least once a day, smile as much as you can, and try to do things for other people. It really does make you feel better. So I grew up in a very negative environment as a kid, saw a lot of bad things that kids shouldn't see. And so I chose as an adult that I would try to be as positive as I can and to inspire others to be positive as well. So that's why I do what I do, and I thank you, and I'm glad that you've been affected by it. Okay. Couple more real quick here. Daniel White says, hi James, goes without saying I'm a big fan. Does it? Well, you just said it. Okay. Anyways, thanks for everything you do. Wondering if you have any advice for incorporating growl or rasp into your voice. It's not something my voice likes to do naturally. I've been slowly working at developing my false chord engagement. It seems like any kind of animation video game, the gritty voice is paramount. Any tips or tricks? Yes, you got to be careful with adding or incorporating growl or rasp in your voice if you are not somebody that normally has that. Now, you can hear my voice normally, this is just my regular voice, there is a bit of growl, you know, kind of rasp to it, I would say. Kind of that natural Michael J. Fox rasp to my voice. Well, if you don't have that, you want to be careful. Don't try to put it into your voice. You could indeed damage your voice, and that is not something you want to do. I do a lot of characters that have this wonderful kind of grasp or growl or big things like that. I have worked very hard to do that and find placements in my voice and in my throat, in my head and up here in the mask, to not damage myself doing it. There are little tricks that you can do, but it really is just practice. But you do want to be very careful. Do not do it if your voice doesn't naturally do it without being extremely careful, okay? Because that's not the most important thing in the world. If you have a nice, clean, crisp voice, use that to your advantage. I'll say this as I've said it hundreds of times before. There are hundreds and hundreds of very successful voice actors that make a living with one voice, their own, their natural voice. You don't have to do a million voices. You just have to do one voice as best you can. So do that. Don't hurt yourself, okay? All right, time for one last question. Chandler Goodrich asks, what kind of studio headphones do you recommend for people with large ears that stick out? Hey, I kind of know that feeling. Sometimes mine stick out a little. Every pair I've seen is too small for my ears. They get squeezed and get waves of pain upon removal of them. Wow, yeah, that's not actually good. I know what you mean. Now, there's the kind that are the ones that sit over your ears. And those, if they sit over your ears, they will actually make your ears hurt. Now, I always get the kind that go around your ears completely. I use the Dynamic 770s, DT 770s, and those go completely around my ears, and they're very large. So you can find those at Dynamic. I'm sure if you Google that, you'll find them there, Chandler. And good luck with that. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this very quick version of Ask JAT, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and be watching for more. There's a lot more coming up on the JAT channel. Thanks again. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday. We'll see ya.